Dear friends, English literature, Elizabethan and Jacobean drama, Balpony by Ben Jonson. Brief questions with answers. Brief questions 74 to 128. Question 74. What is the Count Balpony plans with Moscow? Answer. The Count is Balpony pretending to be near Tetil and tricking three citizens into swearing him with gifts in hopes that one of them will be his sole heir. Question 75. In the court reaches the dumb god that gives to all men tongues. Which literary device is used here? Answer. Allusion. Question 76. How does the play Balpony begin? Answer. The play Balpony begins with Balpony's speech, "Good morning to that day, and next my cold." Question 77. What did Balpony want Moscow to do at the very beginning of the play? Answer. At the very beginning of the play, Balpony wants Moscow to open the curtains so that he can see his treasure. Question 78. Why does Balpony command Moscow to open the shrine? Answer. Balpony commands Moscow to open the shrine so that he can see his treasure. Question 79. How did Balpony earn his wealth? Answer. Balpony is very cunning. He has earned his wealth in an extraordinary way, that is, robbing others of their wealth by adopting clever method. Question 80. Why is Nano called the divine juggler? Answer. Nano is called the divine juggler because he juggles up or mixes up as if by magic various people and animals through his theory of transmigration. Question 78. Who signs a song in praise of the fool? Answer. Moscow signs a song in praise of the fool. Question 82. Or his one, two, or three, or his great oath. What does his one, two, or his three refer to? Answer. It refers to the skill of Pythagoras, numbers, or arithmetic. Question 83. What does Androgyno say when Nano asks where the soul migrated from the mule? Answer. Androgyno says that the soul migrated from the mule to a dig at the Reformed churches of England and Scotland, especially at the Puritans. Question 84. Vulture, kite, raven, gorcrow, all my birds of prey. Who are the birds of prey? Answer. Vulture, corvino, crow. Corbichio, raven, and lady would-be, kite, are the birds of prey. Question 85. Vulture, kite, raven, gorcrow, all my birds of prey. Who is the kite? Lady would-be is the kite. Question 86. Who was the dwarf? Nano was the dwarf. Question 87. Who was the eunuch? Answer. Castron was the eunuch. Question 88. Who was the hermaphrodite? Answer. Androgyno was the hermaphrodite. Question 89. Who were the jesters, entertainers of Balpony? Answer. Nano, Castron, and Androgyno were the jesters, entertainers of Balpony. Question 90. This draws new clients daily to my house, women and men of every sex and age. Why do different people come to Balpony's house? Answer. Every day different people come to shower him with gifts, hoping to claim a piece of his fortune when he dies. Question 91. Why do the three jesters put on a play? Answer. The three jesters put on a play to entertain Balpony. Question 92. What story does the play of the three jesters tell? Answer. The play tells the story of how Pythagoras' soul was passed into Apollo to Euphorbus and eventually into their friend Androgyno. Question 93. Whose body did Androgyno's soul come from? Answer. Androgyno's soul came from Euphorbus. Question 94. Who sing a song? Answer. Nano and Castron, the jesters, sing a song. Question 95. What do Nano and Castron sing a song about? Answer. Nano and Castron sing a song about the glories of jesters such as themselves. They explain that jesters are important and are the life of the party. Thus they sing a song praising fools. Question 96. Why does Volpone pretend? Answer. Volpone pretends to be sick in order to dupe Walter, Corbichu, and Corvino, who spare his fortune. They each arrive in turn, bearing extravagant gifts with the aim of being inscribed as Volpone's heir. Question 97. Who are the legacy hunters in Volpone? Answer. Walter, Corbichu, and Corvino are the three legacy hunters in Volpone. Question 98. I know him by his knock. Who knocked at the door? Answer. Walter knocked at the door. Question 99. What disturbed the entertainment provided by the jesters? Answer. That the entertainment is disturbed by a knock at the door from Walter. Question 100. What does Walter's name mean? Answer. Walter's name means vulture. Question 101. Why has Walter come to see Volpone? Answer. Walter is one of the men trying to get a hold of Volpone's fortune. He has come to see him with a gift to please him. Question 102. What has Walter brought with him? Answer. Walter has brought with him a gift of huge gold plate with Volpone's name and arms engraved on it. Question 103. What was engraved on the plate brought by Walter for Volpone? Answer. Volpone's name and arms were engraved on the plate brought by Walter for Volpone. Question 104. Who is coughing and why? Answer. Mosca tells Volpone that he is going to bring Walter to meet him. Volpone then pretends to be ill and starts coughing. Question 105. What sickness Volpone has? Answer. He supposedly has tremors, aches, coughs, asthma, and vomit. Question 106. What profession is Volpone fond of? Answer. Volpone is fond of lawyer's profession. Question 107. How does Mosca assure Walter that the latter is the sole heir of Volpone? Answer. Mosca lies and assures Walter that he is the sole heir because Volpone told him that he liked the work of lawyers. Question 108. What type of man is Corbichu? Answer. Corbichu is a deaf and bespectacled old man who is much older than Volpone. Question 109. What does Volpone pretend when Corbichu comes? Answer. When Corbichu comes, Volpone pretends to be asleep. Question 110. What does Corbichu offer to give Volpone? Answer. Corbichu offers to give Volpone a sleep-inducing drug. Question 111. Why does Mosca refuse to take the drug? Answer. Corbichu offers to give Volpone a drug, but Mosca refuses out of fear that the drug may cause Volpone's death. Question 112. What makes Corbichu different from other legacy hunters? Answer. Corbichu's partial deafness and old age make him different from other legacy hunters. Question 113. Why is Corbichu so happy once Mosca told him the news about Volpone's health? Answer. He will outlive Volpone and makes him feel 20 years younger. Question 114. What makes Corbichu feel 20 years younger? Answer. When Mosca informs him that Volpone has lost all sense of feeling, his snoring also has come to an end, and even his breathing has become very feeble. Corbichu feels that he has grown young by 20 years. Question 115. What does Corbichu offer Volpone to outweigh the gift of Walter? Answer. Corbichu offers Volpone a bag of gold coins to outweigh the gift of Walter. Question 116. What does Mosca advise Corbichu to become Volpone's heir? Answer. Mosca advises him to make a will in favor of Volpone, disinheriting his son Bonario in order to become Volpone's heir. Question 117. Why did Volpone mock Corbichu? Answer. Volpone mocks him for trying to inherit money from a sick, dying man while he is as sick as Volpone. Question 118. Who is a city merchant? Answer. Corvino, the third legacy hunter, is a city merchant. Question 119. What does Corvino bring as a gift for Volpone? Answer. Corvino brings a pearl as a gift for Volpone. Question 120. Who is married to Celia? Answer. Corvino is married to Celia. Question 121. How is Corvino different from other legacy hunters? Answer. Corvino is different from other legacy hunters because he is a family man married to an exquisitely beautiful woman, Celia. Question 122. Why does Corvino praise the jewels he has brought for Volpone? Answer. Corvino praises the jewels he has brought for Volpone into his hands. Question 123. When does Lady Politic Would-Be arrive? Answer. Lady Politic Would-Be arrives after Corvino leaves. Question 124. Why does Mosca turn Lady Politic Would-Be away at Volpone's door? Answer. Mosca turns Lady Politic Would-Be away at Volpone's door because Volpone didn't want to see her. Question 125. Why does Volpone goes to see Celia? Answer. Mosca mentions in passing that Corvino has a beautiful wife Celia, and Volpone goes to see her in the disguise of Scotto of Mantua. Question 126. In order to see Celia, what did Volpone do? Answer. He disguised himself. Question 127. What is Corvino's greatest treasure? Answer. Corvino's greatest treasure is his beautiful wife Celia. Question 128. Who is the blazing star of Italy? Answer. Celia, according to Mosca, is the blazing star of Italy. Thank you friends for watching my video.